to get it right.
Hey guys, this is Jenya. I hope you're doing well. Today I got a long video once again for you, so why don't I tell you what it's going to be about. I'm gonna start in the kitchen. I need to declutter my cup cabinet as well as organize the miscellaneous shelf with all the sharp objects. I'm gonna be making one of my favorite dinners. It's extremely easy, so I'll include that as well. Then I'll show you a quick gender reveal of my twins. I'm now 5 months pregnant. After that, we'll move on to my daughter's room. Her grandparents decided to do a complete makeover of her room, so I'll be showing you the before and the afters. And then after it's all done, we're going to be decluttering all of her clothes, which I have been putting off because I wanted to find out the gender of my babies first. So like I said, we're starting in the kitchen. I got this little blue container plastic organizer from Target for literally something like $5. And so I wanted to see how it does with all our sharp objects that we normally keep in the kitchen. Things like a couple of screwdrivers, anything that's dangerous for the kids. I don't even know the names. You'll see the objects when I will be going through them. I'm just gonna wipe and disinfect the organizer first with my DIY cleaner, which is equal parts of alcohol, vinegar, and water, and just a drop of dishwashing soap. Anyways, I don't know why I'm talking so fast. Maybe I need to slow down a little. If I talk too fast sometimes, don't hesitate to leave me a comment saying that. I won't get offended. But here is the overlook of the cabinet before we start. Some tools we prefer to keep in the kitchen just because there's always something going on. And since I have two toddlers who are very curious about everything that's going on the countertops, this is the cabinet where I decided to store everything that's extra sharp, even things like pizza cutters, my scrapers, and things like that, as well as some miscellaneous small items that always end up in the kitchen like coins, batteries, etc. This is why I liked this organizer quite a bit, because it's got two levels and it's got a little bit of, dividers going on. Anyways, for those who may be new, I am Jenya. I am a stay-at-home mother of two toddlers. My son is 2, my daughter is 3, about to be 4. I'm currently pregnant with twins. I'm in my second trimester. My husband's at work most of the time, and I stay at home with my kids, my cat, and our new puppy, who is about, I think, 5 months old. We definitely got him just a little bit before my pregnancy, since we were not planning for these babies, and if we were, we wouldn't have gotten ourselves a puppy. But he's a very sweet mix of Labrador and everything else, who we adopted from a shelter, and he's normally very curious about everything that I'm doing, so you might be seeing him a lot in my videos. As for my videos, I normally like doing cleaning motivation style videos with a lot of decluttering and a lot of organizing. I also like doing things on a budget, so every once in a while there is a room makeover video that I would try and do myself with my husband's help. Except for today's makeover of my daughter's room. We have moved into this house about 7 months or so ago. A lot of the rooms in this house need updating and upgrading, which we have been slowly working on. And right now I have been busy working on another huge project, which I didn't say a word about yet. I mentioned it in my videos here and there, but I didn't tell you that I was actually working on it. You can take a guess what it is in the comments below if you feel like it. But this is one of the main reasons why I was so busy and couldn't quite get to my daughter's room. So we had some visitors who are my husband's parents, and they just quickly transformed her room all in one day. But I didn't record a lot of it since it wasn't really me, it was other people. Not everybody is comfortable to be on camera. But anyways, I am definitely including the good amount of before pictures in this video as well as the after. And then we are decluttering my daughter's clothes in that new makeover room. Anyways, I'm gonna let you enjoy the video for a couple of minutes without me talking. But just one more thing, if you feel like taking a guess of what the genders of my twins are, just to have some fun, and I would also of course love to know what your guess is, just pause the video right now and write a comment what you think the genders are, of course if you want to, and then towards the middle of the video you are going to see the gender reveal and see if you are right or not.
I wanna take a trip to Mars. Nothing can break me, no, nothing can break me. Look at these beautiful stars. I wanna drive a faster car.
These are all the things that I'm taking downstairs to the basement, where they should actually belong.
Looking fun, and I know this is my time now. I'm gonna be myself, or I can be someone else. No one stopping.
switching to the cup cabinet, there is a lot of everything going on and it needs decluttering. We don't need more cups and we don't need matching cups, and I'll explain why later. But what I do need to make sure of is that I have enough space to fit all of my kids' cups. Declutter, throw away all of those old baby bottles that I don't know why I've kept so far. I will be getting all the new bottles for the twins, so I need to make sure I also have some space for all of the new bottles. So it's not about making it look very pretty, it's actually about making it look very practical for our family size and our family drinking style, I want to say. We don't have a lot of guests all the time and have tea parties. We used to have a bunch of matching cups which we never even unboxed because we just never used them. All I need in this cabinet is just my coffee cup, a couple of teacups just in case we have guests and just in case they decide to drink tea, which also never happens. As far as my husband is concerned, he gets all the top shelf because I can never reach it. This one right here, and I am going to put all of those nice glasses which he never uses into a different cabinet just because we need more space in here. But all of these are nice glasses, so I'm not decluttering them. I know he doesn't want me to declutter them. I'm just gonna put them into a different cabinet out of the way, which is above the fridge, which we hardly ever open. The top shelf is still going to stay my husband's shelf and for his cups, and the two other shelves are gonna be for me and my babies.
Try not to hold me down, feel alive when I'm in this town. Look at those beautiful stars, I wanna take a trip to Mars.
With everything out of the cabinets, I have two blue bins. One of the bins is for decluttering or throwing things away. The one on the right is just for things that do not belong in this cabinet. I threw away the old liner. I'm gonna cut this new one to size. As you just probably saw me drinking water from that mason jar. That's all I've been doing lately, especially since getting pregnant. I don't know why other cups are not good enough for me. Something about mason jars that I really enjoy for my water. And this is why I'm gonna be storing just about 3 to 4 mason jars of that size into one of the shelves. I know you would probably question that, but then the rest of all of the mason jars that I have, which I have in 3 sizes, I store things in them, so I treat them more like containers and I put them into a different cabinet, which we will not be touching today. But these mason jars, large ones, I just prefer for my drinking water. And then I need just 1 coffee cup and a few guest cups for their coffee and tea, which are the black ones. You'll see in a second.
Can't find a time where I can tell ya what I feel now. Been biting my tongue for a while. The words just wanna come out. I'm too afraid to be rejected. It's so expected. I feel like I'm out of my mind, but I know I can't deny you. I am so alienated. Sitting on planet X.
Things that we hardly ever use, but I don't really want to declutter, I'm gonna put into this wire container out of the way. So this whole shelf is my husband's shelf only because I cannot reach it. All of the things here he uses on a regular basis, the rest I'm putting away out of the way. This is the second shelf with some miscellaneous space left over, and then the bottom shelf with my mason jars and my kids cups, and that blue container for the bottles that are to come. I know I'll probably update this cabinet once again before the twins are born, but for now I think this will work. This top is for that container over there, which my husband always loses them. Food coloring is here because we use it with liquid all the time for crafts. These cups are to probably declutter, which are going to halfway home to the basement, and these go above the fridge because we hardly ever use them, and I don't know if we will, but my husband does not want to declutter them. And you might be asking, what did I mean by halfway home? And that is the way I declutter things that I am not sure if I really want to declutter or not. Sometimes it just hurts to throw something away and you just don't know, but you know you don't use it. So I put them halfway home to the basement where I don't see them, don't touch them, and then in a few months, if I don't think about them, if I don't need any of them, I just declutter that whole box. I recommend that method if you have trouble with letting things go. This is the cabinet above the fridge. I'm just going to take those liners or whatever they are out of here and put them where they should belong, together with the machine that they belong to. And I'm just going to fill this cabinet with the cups that my husband really likes but hardly ever takes out of the third shelf, so they need to be out of the way. This glass is quite cute. It's got different cocktail recipes written on it with the amount of liquids you have to put in. This is the machine that those liners or bags belong to. This is the cabinet above the microwave, also for my husband, sort of. He's the one using this machine for freezing things in these bags. Now we're gonna make one of my favorite dinners because it's so easy. You just prep it all and put it in the oven and forget about it. Also, you can put anything you like in there. Meat, no meat, veggies, no veggies. I think this is something people like doing when they go camping because there's fire, and we will be using foil for this. As for veggies, I'm gonna be using asparagus and corn today. Corn is my favorite. And then of course potatoes, as well as my choice of meat, which is smoked sausage and shrimp. I found that it's important to cut the potatoes into small pieces no matter what kind of potatoes I'm using for this recipe, otherwise they will not cook through in time. So now I just lined up a few pieces of foil big enough for me to be able to wrap them after I'm done putting everything on them. And then I'm gonna put whatever I want on them, my meat and my veggies. And then seasoning is not even necessarily required, but sometimes I put a little bit of salt on the corn, sometimes I don't. But the important thing is also is the butter. You gotta put butter in there, a big piece of butter. I'm not using sticks, so I don't know, what is it, about a tablespoon, maybe a tablespoon and a half. And then I just decided to just sprinkle some paprika because I just sprinkle paprika everywhere. And then I'm going to wrap it, trying not to leave any holes.
What I need to get by, it doesn't make it easy. The other piece of my heart moves slow, somewhere in the great unknown.
Now I like making about 6 to 7 of those and cook them all together, and I also like putting different stuff in them depending what I need to use up in the fridge, and also depending on who I'm making it for. But every single foil pack gets butter, and the salt comes from the butter as well as from the sausage, so I don't really salt it much. Plus you can salt it after you take it out and try if it's salty enough for you. But also in my family, at least, everybody's favorite part of this little meal is the corn. And the corn I used to get from Sam's Club, but now I don't see it there anymore. And the only other good quality corn that I have found was from Walmart or Kroger. It is the Green Giant frozen corn on the cob. I like the corn and I like the price, and also I don't bother on freezing the shrimp either. Just everything as is I'm putting into this foil because it's going to be cooking for quite a while. Now put it into the oven at 425, and the recipe suggests to cook it for about 20 to 30 minutes, I think. With my oven, it's never done by that time. I find myself cooking it for about 40, 50, and sometimes even an hour, depending on what I put in there. But after about 40 minutes, I just check if the potatoes are done, and normally they are. And that means that the whole thing is done.
In the moment I hung desperately, the other ring on my wrist is gold, pairing with the light it holds when I return from my spinning.
There was a couple of more veggies that needed to be gone from the fridge, like zucchini and some peppers. So these are the last ones I'm making, and I'm gonna add them to the oven.
Hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. Wait, hold on, put me together, take me back where I belong. I want it all. I had a feeling, but the feeling is all gone. Feeling is all gone. Feeling is all gone.
Now these are done. I hardly ever find myself needing to put any more salt on them, even though I hardly put any, but I love my favorite hot sauce with them. Anyways, we're gonna switch to the baby gender reveal. Baby's genders reveal. I'm gonna ask my daughter to pop the balloons, and we have a couple of relatives standing there, so my husband's gonna be filming them, and I'm gonna be filming myself for you.
Hello. Come on, Anya, get it.
So there you go, guys. I got two boys. I could not be happier. Obviously, it does not matter who you have, but my personal preference, if you ask me, would be boys. But again, it does not matter one iota. If you had a guess, leave me a comment. Let me know if that matched your guess. Anyways, we're now moving to my daughter's bedroom, and I'm going to show you the before of the makeover. She already had a new bed and a new rug and a couple of pictures which will be going on the wall today. The room is a mess, of course. We'll clean up all of that, but also the walls are brown. She's a girl and all she wants is pink, of course. And I know it's not about me, but I don't want a really bright pink color in this room. Just when it comes to the walls, she can have everything else as pink as she wants. But we're going to pick a very soft pink color that also on camera will seem a little white, but I promise you it's pink. She's gonna get new curtains, new shelves for her books. We're gonna hang those pictures, give her new bed sheet set and blankets, and this room is gonna look beautiful. But here is the two sets of curtains that she would have to choose from. These velvet ones are so beautiful and such good quality, and I swear I want them for my bedroom. They are ombre curtains, if that's the way you pronounce it, and they're $60 for 2 panels. But of course she chose these ones, more princessy looking ones, and I'll leave the link for both of them in the description in case you're interested. But these have stars cut out so that if the sun shines through, it looks like you have real stars. So she's choosing the star ones, and the velvet ones are going to get returned, but I think I want those for my bedroom, maybe in a different color, not quite pink. But the grandparents are in the middle of painting the room. I think they gave it 3 to 4 coats of that paint. It's Sherwin-Williams paint, and they were not for some reason quite impressed with it so much. I guess that's because they had to have so many coats. So this is the room after the first coat.
What if this doesn't go as planned? So you don't know what
This looks like after the second coat, I think. I think they waited just a couple of hours in between the coats, and this is looking like the third coat to me. So this is what the granddad is working on right now. I think he's just given it the third coat. Now this is the finished project after painting the walls. and they're going to give it a couple of hours to dry. In the meanwhile, my husband's gonna hang the curtains, and the grandma decided to help me with decluttering her closet because I was busy working on another project. There is still a dresser that needs to be decluttered in here, and we will be coming back to be taking care of that after the makeover is complete. But this is what the closet is looking like before. There was a box full of dresses and clothes that my daughter has not grown into yet and needs to be gone through. This is the box, and we decided to organize all of her stuff in her closet into a few categories. So I normally hang her dresses, the ones that she fits into, and that's what we're gonna do. And then there is this new container that her grandma got from Walmart, and all the clothes that my daughter has not quite grown into are going to go into that organizer, separated I guess by size. And then we're gonna try and fit some out of season clothes in there as well. If it's summer, the winter clothes is gonna go in there, and vice versa. Now these are the curtains that my husband is hanging. Look how the light is shining through, and I just love that. The stars are just cutouts, and it looks pretty, extremely pretty. I just love them very much. These are the new curtain rods that grandma got as well. I'll try to get a link for those in my description box as well. Now her grandma got these picture frames as well as printed the pictures herself. I think that's gorgeous, and they're gonna go on the wall. Now before I show you the after pictures of the room, this is the clothes after decluttering, and this is everything that she's going to keep, and this is everything that she's still going through and deciding. And I'm also going to double check to make sure after she's done that we're not getting rid of anything that my daughter really likes. And this box is everything that's going to get decluttered, donated. Now in the room, we decided to change the location of the bed, and the walls are now dry, the curtains are hung. This is the wall where her bookshelves are gonna go, with the new chair that has a spot on it. Please try to ignore that. And now this is the same wall with the shelves on and her books on the shelves. This is the wall that is going to have her new picture frames, and now this is the same wall with the picture frames. Now on this side, we're going to hang a little family picture as well as her height measuring ruler, and this is what it looks like after. Those are just little touches to the room that made a huge difference in my opinion. Everything that is pink went into this room now, and this is her closet after the decluttering project. I'm going to go back here in just a few minutes as we are still in need to declutter her entire dresser, and I will be doing that with you. But this is what the closet is looking like right now, with all the clothes in this organizer that she has not quite grown into yet. Now let me show you just a couple of pictures after the makeover of the room. As you can see, it is quite pink now, and right outside of her room we decided to hang her baby portrait right here. I think the colors went together pretty well. Okay, this is the next day. I'm coming back here with my decluttering project of her dresser, and this is the day, like I mentioned, I have been waiting for to declutter her clothes because I wanted to find out the genders of my twins first. And now that I know that they're both boys, I don't need to keep any of her clothes since these are our last kids that we're going to have for sure this time. So yes, now all of her clothes that she does not fit into anymore, I'm going to donate. That's definitely gonna free up some space in her dresser. I'm really excited about that. When it comes to decluttering projects, I prefer doing mine while my son is taking a nap because he's 2 and he gets into everything, of course. And while he's taking a nap, my daughter normally is having a quiet time, so she is not going to be bothering me. And I'm trying to start with the drawers that I know need to get done first and for sure, just in case Max, my son, wakes up and I have to interrupt this decluttering project. So the first 2 drawers that I dumped out on the floor, I consider the most difficult for me because they just have some miscellaneous stuff and I don't even know what, honestly. I'm just gonna go through everything and decide what I'm going to keep, what I'm going to declutter, and also things that do not need to be kept in this dresser and need to go somewhere else in the house. Those are pretty much my main categories I'm gonna be trying to divide this clothes into. I know a lot of moms keep some of their babies' clothes that they feel emotional about, or they're just sentimental to them, they're emotionally attached because, you know, it's their babies. But I am not gonna be doing that today. I don't think I'm gonna feel sorry for it down the road. I don't really get attached to clothes that much anymore, I would say. I guess everybody is different. At this moment, I just don't feel like I'm getting attached to any of her clothes. I feel like I used to keep some of her baby outfits and I don't even know where they are. I don't know if she will ever care for them. So in my case, I think I'm gonna get rid of just everything.
I know it's nothing new, but it's so good to see you. Do this every day, and I'm still so amazed by you.
I got some clothes that is out of season as the summer is coming now. I think it's a good idea for me to just put her winter clothes into this new organizer out of the way, so the top drawer is gonna get out of season clothes. And then as we are done with the decluttering project, we're also going to put little labels on these drawers. So as you're aware, Anya's grandma already decluttered this closet, and I'm just double checking right now and looking for some more clothes that I know also needs to be decluttered. So I'm going to take out a few things that either need to be decluttered, or if they're completely new, I am going to take the tags off and just give them a little wash. All of the lighter clothes like dresses I'm going to keep right in front of me as she is going to wear them this season, and all of the warmer sweaters and even her jacket are going to go towards the wall out of the way.
Stay every single day, yeah. So hold me tight through the night.
Towards the nights, she takes out her night diapers herself, so I need to put it on her level, and now we're going to keep them right in here so she can pull them out and put them on for the night. In this bottom drawer, I'm just going to store her pajamas. I separated them by tops, bottoms, and a nightgown, and I'm going to store her underwear there as well, but I'm not going to do it on camera.
Still can't believe you love me. Falling into your arms.
The middle drawer gets all of her tops, and the next one down, all of her bottoms, and I'm going to go through them now.
Where I'd rather be than with you. I can't believe you love me. I just feel so lucky. Still can't believe you love me.
So I just separated her pants by type somewhat, shorts and then leggings, and just a couple of pants that she might wear in spring. I'm just gonna stick them behind.
Hey, I wish you could see yourself just sitting there on my chair. I'm staring at you, you don't even notice. Should've told you straight away, you don't have to be afraid anymore. I know you haven't noticed. You know that I won't let you go.
I don't know if it's just me being a mom and not accepting the fact that she is growing so fast, but as I was going through her clothes, I found some shirts, but really small, and I don't know why I've held on to them so far. Maybe it's just that my daughter is pretty big for her age. She wears 4T and 5T now that she's 3, but she's about to turn 4 this summer. And maybe it's just that I see 3T and I just assume that, well, she's technically still 3 even though she doesn't fit these clothes, so I just held on to those. But they all went. They are all gonna be donated. And now I'm going to make just a couple of labels for that organizer, anything that's out of season, and then the other 2 shelves we have, it's either too big for her and maybe she will wear it next year, and also there's a bunch of clothes that is just way too big, so I couldn't think of any other label but just write down way too big. I just figured that this way I don't have to change the labels every year versus if I wrote something like the size of the clothes, because she's growing and the sizes are always going to change. And those big clothes, by the way, got donated to us by our relatives. So the closet is done. Everything that needs to be hung and everything that fits her right this season is right in front of me here. It's mostly just dresses and skirts and a warmer stuff towards the wall right there, as well as the jacket. You guys, I love hearing every time you tell me how you organize your stuff or your kids' stuff, what categories you have. Do you put them into a closet, into a dresser, shelves, anything like that? I just love reading those comments. Feel free to write more comments like that. I would love to go through them. And of course for others as well, not just for me. Just the way you organize clothes, as well as any kind of tips and tricks that you might have. Just write them down in the comment section, and I'm sure somebody else will find it useful as well. The donation pile is going to go downstairs now. We are quickly going to go through another donation pile, which my daughter's grandmother already set up in a box. So I'm gonna glance through that box as well, just to double check that we're not donating something that my daughter really loves. And then my son's clothes is gonna have to be next in one of the upcoming videos. That one I'm gonna have to be organizing for the 2 boys that are about to come. So that would be a different type of project for me as well, just to organize all of that clothes for the boys. Even though this clothes is not mine, it still feels, of course, extremely just liberating to get rid of the stuff that you don't use, to just get it out of your house and enjoy the new free space that you now have, which I am never in a rush to fill with new stuff, to be honest with you. You hear it all the time, but how true that is, that the more stuff you have, the more time it takes out of your life because you have to take care of it. And if it's some clutter that you don't even look at, then you still in the back of your mind kind of know that there's clutter in your house here and there. And not only does it take physical space in our houses, but it also takes mental space in our heads. It takes away the peace of mind that we get as soon as we declutter a bunch of stuff. These are a couple of dresses that I'm going to take back to her room because I know she likes that purple one. But as we were talking about the decluttering stuff, I still have a couple of big decluttering projects on my to-do list that I really need to go through as soon as possible. But then decluttering never really stops in the real world because the stuff never really stops coming into our house. Is that right? Let me know if you feel like it. What kind of decluttering project are you looking forward to, if you have any that you have to do in the near future? I just want to know what you're working on and what you have on your plate. Now I'm just going to take out her dirty laundry and show you something else that I have to be working on next time. So this is a little pile of clothes and stuff that I will have to be going through next time. This is the twins' clothes that I either got from Ross or it got given to us by friends and relatives. So I'll have to be taking the tags off and just washing all the clothes and seeing what's in here. So that's where I'll be probably working on next, but I'll cut off this video right here. I hope you enjoyed it and I hope you have a wonderful weekend, and I'll see you next week. Bye bye now.